This is Ming the Money Alchemist. My intention for this podcast is that it amps up our manifesting game for this year. Each call will play with a topic related to money, and we'll have a practice, and we're going to have some fun around it. Please join me, and we're going to have a great time. Hey, good morning, everybody. Well, it's morning for me while I'm recording. Here we are in April. Today, I wanted to talk about receiving, and that receiving is a thing. Sometimes people say, or they disagree with this saying, but because everybody says, oh, if you were to give me money, I would accept it. Or if I won the lottery, of course I would take it. But here's the thing. It is a thing because there comes to a point where you won't receive anymore. Or maybe not the word won't, but can't. Or your vibration doesn't allow it in, which is actually really what I mean. So, you know how I've said this before, and you probably heard that when they do studies on people that win the lottery, many people can't hang on to the money. Yeah, they accept it. It's wonderful, amazing, life-changing for even maybe a little while. But then it all disappears. Why? Because it's a vibration. I was just watching that movie that was nominated for Academy Award, and she had won the lottery, right? It was life-changing, but then she didn't hang on to it, for her own personal vibrational reasons, which got me thinking again, because I've had so many clients say, oh, Ming, can you talk about receiving again? Now, I've witnessed it with my own eyes, where a couple of people were receiving and receiving and receiving. I mean, amazing things. They were receiving money. They were receiving hotel rooms, receiving lots of food, meals, cars, first-class tickets. Yeah, it was all great, and it was fun, and it was exciting until it wasn't. And then one day, it's almost like they couldn't take it anymore. What, too much of a good thing? I don't know. It was very interesting to watch from my perspective. They just couldn't take it. And they stopped. Literally stopped. And what happened? I think they just went back to the way things were. So it is kind of like you win the lottery, but then you lose all the money. And then, I don't know, are you at a better place? Or do you end up losing all the money and going back to where you started from? That part I don't know. But all I know is that receiving is a thing. I talked to Jeanette Ma, the Good Vibe Coach, about this when I saw it with my own eyes, and she said, receiving is a thing. That's exactly what she said to me. So the whole purpose of this podcast is for you to sit there and think about it. Think about how much could you receive? What is your vibration, And of course, from my experience, receiving also comes with appreciation. It's not just take. I believe because appreciation and gratitude, right? Joe Dispenza says gratitude is the ultimate in receiving, and I do believe that. So receiving, and then there's also a healthy exchange of energy, right? From the person that you're receiving from. Even if you win the lottery, or, when I was in dire straits and I was living from paycheck to paycheck and I had just insurmountable amount of bills, and when I would see those bills, my stomach would hurt, and I started studying the energy of money, and I came to a place where I was like, I started appreciating my money and appreciating the fact that I had the money to pay the minimum. Even though it felt like I got nowhere, I still just tapped in a tiny bit of appreciation. The other day, I got a flat tire. I hadn't had a flat tire in like 6 years or maybe even more. And it was a little scary. I was like, I almost freaked out because I was like, what? And I almost didn't even know what to do, which is kind of funny, right? But it was something that hadn't had happened to me in so long. But I slowed myself down. I'm like, no, Ming, you got this. You can figure this out. And then I tried to turn the lesson around and said, you know what? This is probably a good thing. You get your car looked at, for one. Or I'm going to have a friend, watch my place in a few months or whatever. And then, okay, if it happens to her, I can tell her, what to do or what will happen or whatever it is. And then when the bill came, you know what the first thought was? I'm so happy that I have money to pay for this. Because, tires can be expensive, right? So that's what I mean. Just a little bit of appreciation. That's all part of receiving. So, with all that being said, here's to our receiving. Practice your receiving too. Practice always is wonderful. Practice with the little things. As you see, it's like the blue money coming in, right? We're receiving. And practice. Let's see if we can just keep going and not implode. All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in, and see you in a couple weeks. Thanks for joining me and listening in. Please go to manifestbluemoney.com for a free chapter to download from my book, Money Blues to Blue Money. See you next time.